Thank you, Mr. Chair, and we appreciate Chancellor Duckworth's comment. I've been able to spend some time with the Chancellor, and he's on fire. He's ready to go, and we appreciate your attention to this particular area. We're also, Mr. Chair, after his presentation, I'd like to introduce the superintendent as well.
Well, good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. We're very excited with a lot of the work that's happening out there in relation to students getting prepared for future careers, and more specifically, preparing students to go into or have the skills necessary to be successful in whatever career they go into, mainly around IT. And we have some great examples around the state. And I know very specifically this morning, we'll have an opportunity to hear from one school here in the area and hear some really true success stories of students who have been involved in the program and some of the successes they've achieved. Florida has been a national leader among states when it comes to really moving into the middle school area in regards to certification. And what we have found here in the first year of a pilot program, we found that over 4,000 students received industry certifications in just the middle school area, in the IT area. And that number was a pretty high, pretty significant number as you look at other states across the country who have been involved in this type of initiative. There were those who thought that maybe middle school students could not achieve industry certifications at that level. And we've definitely proven that not to be true, that these students can obtain an industry certification at that level, which better prepares them to go into secondary education. So with that, I know that there is a group here this morning. So Senator Munford.
Thank you, Chancellor. We appreciate you being here this morning. We also have Superintendent Jackie Pond. Superintendent, you come on up. We're very proud here at Superintendent Pond locally. Florida is out on the cutting edge. A lot of areas, Leon County, Mr. Superintendent, is out on the cutting edge, and we appreciate your leadership. You've done a tremendous job here. You've introduced several new programs in Leon County, one of which we'll hear from today. So we ask you to address the committee, Mr. Superintendent, and then introduce your guest.
Thank you, Senator Mumford, who was my boss, one of the best superintendents, if not the best we've ever had in Leon County. I wanted to come before you today just for a minute to thank you for the CAPE Act. Senator Legg, Senator Mumford, Senator Gates, all the members here that voted for it. It's probably the most significant piece of legislation I think we've passed in a long time. And if you think about what we're trying to do in closing the achievement gap, I think we all know the number one ingredient in closing the achievement gap is giving our children access to technology. And we're seeing that every day in Leon County. So I just thank you for that, and I thank you for your leadership on that. Today you're going to hear from Griffin Middle School, CAPE Academy. We're really trying to line up our CAPE program all the way to our technical center, Lively Technical, through our middle school, our high school, all the way up. Our goal down the line is to hopefully have a school of innovation that will have CAPE capabilities for every student to go to. It's creating the jobs of the future. It's getting our students ready not only to earn what I consider a living high wage, but maybe have a high wage in the community they live in also, which I think is very important. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our great principal, Ms. Gwendolyn Thomas from Griffin Middle School. And again, thank you for your leadership on this issue.
Mr. Thomas, glad you're here.
It's good to be here, and I'd like to thank Chairman Legg and the committee members for giving Griffin Middle School an opportunity to present our program to you. I will begin by saying that Leon County has a very progressive and visionary superintendent who works very closely with developing a program for our students that meets the demands of the Florida workforce, and also to make sure we're competitive on a global level. In 2008, the Florida Department of Education designated Griffin Middle School as an information technology magnet school. And with that, our superintendent saw the vision of including elementary, middle, and high school students in what we consider as the Thorpe Street corridor, ensuring that our elementary students develop a skill set to bring into middle. We develop a skill set that will prepare our students for high school and then afterwards. We want to prepare our students with the theme in mind, college ready for some, but career ready for all. And with the designation, we received many enhancements, not only in our physical plant, but also in our curricular offerings. We've metamorphosized our program, and we actively recruit for our CAPE Academy, the Career and Professional Education Academy at Griffin. We've developed partnerships with the Whetstone Group out of Atlanta, Georgia, Workforce Florida, Certiport, Apple, and Microsoft, which is astounding for us. Our entire campus is fully equipped with state-of-the-art intelligent classrooms and almost a 1-to-1 student ratio for computer to student. And we embrace the skill sets that our students develop. The growing grassroots program that we've been a part of in Leon County as one of 15 schools in the state of Florida during the 2012-2013 school year has really forced our program into a global view. Nationally and internationally, our program has grown. Last year, just with the introduction of the program, we earned a total of 49 certifications with middle school students. And we are actively pursuing opportunities to enhance those skills by allowing students to move into the community and practice that skill set. At this time, I'm going to introduce our team from Griffin Middle School. Mrs. Susie Sanders, teacher, will introduce our students and their parents with them. And we also are going to invite Mrs. LaToya Montgomery, our information technology coordinator, to come up. We do recruit district-wide, and we're anxiously awaiting the opportunities to make sure our fifth graders that are coming in for the next school term are aware of the program and really appreciate the support you've given to us so that we can grow and be on the national scene. Thank you.
Good morning, young people, and welcome. Glad you're here.
Good morning. Before I begin, I would like to thank my principal, Ms. Gwendolyn Thomas, for having the confidence in me to carry out this project. Also, Leon County School District for providing professional development training, and Microsoft for the opportunity to be a member of the Microsoft IT Academy. So far, 31 students at Griffin have earned 59 individual Microsoft Office certifications in Word, PowerPoint, Outlook, and of course Excel. Today I have two students with me, Dorian Solomon and Sydney Light, and their parents. Both will speak about their opportunities with the certification program. Sydney, he's a 9th grader now, attending the Florida Virtual School. Sydney maintained the honor roll status all his school years, from 6th through 8th grade. Sydney is very active in school academics, sports, and club and community activities. He's also a member of the National Achievers Junior Beta Club and a graduate of the ALPHA Leadership Program for Higher Achievement. This past summer, Sydney participated in Garvey's High School STEM Club Robotics Camp, where he received a leadership award and won first place. At the age of 14, Sydney holds a certificate as a recognized Microsoft Office 2000 specialist. I will introduce you to Sydney Light.
Glad to have you here, Cindy.
My certifications help me to achieve excellent grades for my work. I've done all my classes where I need to use computers and put me in a step ahead of many of my classmates. I have been able to work closely with the Whetstone Group in First Florida to promote the importance of information technology at Cape Academy to students coming through the Florida school system. I don't really have much in the plan for a future, but I do plan on going to college or start going into the IT field. And I would say that I do have my certifications in Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and Outlook.
You do it very well. What sparked your interest in getting into this area back when you were in middle school? What caught your interest?
Well, I actually got a interest in technology when I was actually, still a toddler. Because when I was young, my mom actually had like the first computer in the house. But when I was younger, me and my sister would actually, since then we would fight over to see who we used the computer because it was something new. I didn't know what a computer was at the time, so it got me interested in technology.
Well, when you started out younger, many of us, we were, except for the ladies here, we didn't, computer didn't exist. I mean, really, it was just not there. Count on my fingers. When you were younger, did you play a lot of games? We hear a lot of criticism of young people playing games. Some of us wonder maybe that's good. You see them do this. Did you start out doing that and got you interested in it?
Well, actually yes, because I'm basically over every single day on a video game system.
We know that you've done very well, very, very proud of you. To have all of those accomplishments, all the recognition at such an early age, that's wonderful. And we know your parents are proud of you as well. Ms. Light, as the mom, help us out. How do we get more students to follow in your son's footsteps?
Well, one of the things I know you were speaking about having this at the middle school level, but you really need to start at the grade school level because, like I said, with both my children, and a matter of fact, my daughter, she was a graduate of the Griffin Middle School Academy of Information Technology, and from early ages of like 2, they were very much interested in what is this computer, playing on it, breaking it, and everything. But you need to, because they're very inquisitive, and like you said, they have minds of sponges, so you need to start forming those ideas and things in their head, early on. So this way they can move that up into middle school because they're learning that now. I mean, just like you said with him, he has a Wii U, his cell phone, all the games on it, and they're doing that all the time. And the way the world is today, you have to have technology.
Did you find it difficult to keep up with it?
Well, yes, in some areas of it, but, I'm on a computer all day, every day, for the job that I do. So it's easy for me to work around him, but I do have to ask him questions at times.
Well, and thank you again, Cindy, and congratulations for you. You got a question? Yes. Senator?
Thank you. I just have a quick question for Ms. Light. How did you find out about the program? Was that the zone school, or did you have to go through a magnet, get on the list, or what was that process?
Actually, that was his own school. Like I said, my daughter, my nephew, they all went to Griffin Middle School, and because she was in information technology, and so when the program came about, I said, well, because I was going to change from, I was looking at IB also, but with this, I thought this would be a better fit since he was more into technology.
Any other questions? All right, we're also delighted to have a Godby High School Cougar here, Dorian. Tell us about your experience. What grade are you in?
I'm in 9th grade.
9th grade. Wonderful. Did y'all win state championship last year?
Yes, sir.
That's what I thought. You're supposed to say that. That's what I thought. Okay, tell us about your experience you got. Well, first of all, what middle school did you go to?
I went to Griffin.
With the Griffin, were you involved in the program at Griffin as
Yes,
well?
sir.
And then you were right on to Godby.
Yes, sir.
And that's an easy transition from Griffin to Godby.
Yes, sir.
Well, tell us about it.
Well, I went to Gavi with 4 certifications. I just recently got my 5th in Access. They helped me because now I'm in the AP banking class. I got out of the original banking class because I already have the certifications that is being given out right now in the regular one. So in my AP banking class, we have video projects, which uses Word, PowerPoint, and video QuickTime. Movie QuickTime. They also help me because I'm on the AAU basketball travel team, and we make flyers and update the website. I also help my mom with her presentations at school. And that's pretty much it.
Well, congratulations on your AAU experience as well. Man, you say AP banking?
Yes, sir.
Who teaches it? Do you have, don't you have people from the outside bankers and all come in and have to teach those classes?
Yes, sir.
While you're here, can you give us just a real quick description of your AP banking program and how that works?
Okay, so it's like the Academy of Finance, or if you wanted to be like a banker or in the Federal Reserve of any kind. They teach you about U.S. money from back then to now, and they teach you about the bank systems and stuff.
I know it's a little early, but what's your future plan?
I want to be a pharmacist, actually.
Well, you know, Florida A&M has the #1 pharmacy school in the country. Ms. Solomon, tell us about your role as a mom.
I'm very pleased and I'm very honored that Dorian was able to obtain those certifications and those tools from Ms. Sanders and Principal Lynn at Griffin. It has helped her a lot, as she said, like using, helping her AAU team with flyers and updating the website. She's also helped me also with presentations that I had to give in class because as an older college student, when I was in school, I wasn't equipped with the tools and the knowledge of the certifications that they're being offered now. So it's very privileging to have her with those assets. Very privileging.
Any questions, Mr. Chair?
Thanks, Senator Walford. Congratulations. I'm in awe of hearing all the stuff that you're doing. 2 things, but I'll go to my second question. So I'm going to give you my name, and so in a few years when I'm looking for a job, just think of me. So I'll give you my resume, you see it. But can you just, from just a practical daily implementation standpoint, and I've never been through these certifications, so I don't know logistically how it even works. Can both of you maybe walk us through how you go about getting the certification, what your classes look like, and then how you take the test, where you take the test, who gives you the test, and how that whole certification process actually works?
Okay, well first you have practice, which is in either Certiport or we use at Gavi, we use a practice on the Microsoft website, and after you practice for like a month or so, or 3 weeks, which was at Gavi, we had 3 weeks, and then they test you on it. And if you pass the first time, and you got your certification, but if you fail by just a little bit, you practice a little bit more, then you try to get certified again. Ms. Mitchell gave me the test for Gavi, and Ms. Sanders gave me the test in middle school.
Did you have to take like a pre-test to get into the program? Like, how did you get into the program? Was it open to everyone and you were selected into it? How did you choose, if you will, or how did they choose you to get into that certification?
Well, the certification program. When I was at Griffin, some of the Gabi people came over and they asked me what classes I was taking. When I mentioned I was in the Sanders class, they asked me did I want to be in the Academy of Finance or in the Business Leaders program. And I chose the Academy of Finance because I already had certifications, and that was the certification program that they have at Gabi. So.
Ms. Sanders?
I would like to interject. Basically, the students come into Griffin, they're in the IT Academy, and those students are the ones that are doing the certification. Our 8th grade students mainly started out with their certification, but Ms. Lynn Thomas and I spoke about a couple of weeks ago and thinking maybe we should take it down to the 6th grade level where my 6th graders would do PowerPoint, my 7th graders would get their certification in Word, my 8th graders would get their certification in Excel, and by the time they leave Griffin, they will be a Microsoft Office specialist, and then they transfer over into Gabi, and Gabi is our feeder school. And basically what we do right now, how my class is set up, we have e-learning, which is online textbook. So they have the Microsoft Office Deluxe textbook online, which they use also with Certiport and Geometric, the practice test. With this, it gives them more hands-on activities. And basically, in my 8th grade class, I'm more like a facilitator instead of a teacher. In the 6th and 8th, my 6th and 7th grade class, I'm more like an instructor. So the only way I help my students is that in my 8th grade class, if they really don't understand something, then I go and assist them. Or either my students assist each other on activities. So I'm trying to get them to learn how to work together in a community because jobs are looking for that. Basically, if you go out into the community or in our area, you have that most state businesses looking for people that have their certification in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and that's what state offices are using. So the students have done an excellent job, and I thank my principal for giving us an opportunity to do this and making sure that she has high expectations of her teachers, and she also has high expectations of the students.
Mr. Chair.
Getting down to just kind of the practical implementation of it with students, do you find, I don't want to give you a leading question, I don't know how to say it, do you find that you have a higher retention rate in your classes than maybe otherwise if you were in maybe a traditional type of environment? In other words, do you have many students that start your program and then don't complete it? What would be your view of if your second cohort of students were not in your class? Would they be struggling more, or do you think it leads them to success more by going through this route, or is it just kind of another path where there's no difference?
I believe it's the biggest success rate because with Excel, you have formulas. And with these formulas, it teaches the students their math skills. And with Excel, it also relates into their math classroom. Basically, when they learn how to do Word, PowerPoint, they already know how to put a presentation together for their social studies class or their language arts class. So they already have the skill sets in mind when they go into having to do other activities.
Ms. Thomas?
I would like to also share from a school-wide perspective, one of the drawing tools for our school is the fact that we do have the high integration of technology throughout the curriculum. When our feeder schools come in, our 5th graders, incoming 5th graders come into our school, one of those wow factors is to look at the environment, which is so rich in technology. And as we're growing and as we've moved from a traditional middle school to an information technology model school, and the students have an opportunity to see those pieces with them being digital learners, they really come. We've not had any reservation where we've lost students because of a lack of programming. We continue to move it forward, and we try to continue to offer things by moving the program down to 6th grade, also currently looking for opportunities within the community. And these are the things that our families, our parents are excited about, creating those skill sets. Our students have served as assistants to our classroom teachers in learning how to use other technologies, integrating the Scantrons, integrating barcoding, integrating, they're called class mojos, integrating a lot of the technology that's being used with science and the mathematics program, our digital cameras, things along that line. We also have a digital studio where our students are making our local television broadcasts, and they're broadcasting daily. So we're trying to keep a number of things that will whet their appetites and keep them there. So it has actually enhanced our program tremendously.
Ms. Thomas, thank you. And even though your school is technology rich, we know it takes good leadership, good teachers, and really good students to make it work. And so thank you for what you've done, and the rest of you as well. Got a question?
Yes.
Senator?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You said that you recruit countywide, and it sounds like a fabulous program. Do you have a waiting list? Are you able to accommodate all the kids who wanted to come to school?
We do currently have a waiting list. I'd like to share also, we are a zone school with the Career Academy. And so one of the things that we do, we are very friendly with our feeder schools, those schools that are actually zoned in. We visit somewhere around 10 of our elementary schools district-wide. And as our parents have seen the programs throughout the district, and the district offers district recruiting days where schools within our district that have academies are able to present to the community. We offer probably about 4 to 5 of such forums where parents can come in. What we do also within our district, because we all have valuable programs, is we look for a good fit. So I would not take a student who may be as strong in science or math and may want to go to a school like a Griffin Middle School for the science and technology. I would not compete against a raw middle school who has students that's very interested in the fine arts and want to be a part of the arts. But we work together, and if we see a student who may be a bit better fit at a different school, we make sure that that family finds their fit.
Please.
Do you have any ideas? Do you have several different academies then, as you were saying, raw and all the different ways?
Yes.
Are they all at the capacity then? Do they all have a waiting list? Or is there, are you able to accommodate any child who wants to go into one of these different academies?
Currently, we're able to accommodate any child who wants to go into the program. I know at Griffin, because we do have technology throughout the curriculum, we actually have to look at recruiting efforts and application process. Mrs. Montgomery is our coordinator for that program. She serves as the lead for all of our parents who want to submit applications. And once those applications are submitted, we look at the letters of reference that come from the elementary school teachers. We look at their FCAT scores. We look at their potential for growth and their potential for moving through an accelerated curriculum. The certifications that our students are earning are the same certifications that some countries and some universities use as exit exams for a career track or a college track. And so we do have to have students that are engaged and motivated and who have the support at home. With our program opening so early in the morning, we do have a before school and an after school program where the children are able to practice these skills. And just this past summer, Mrs. Sanders worked with some of the adults within our community, with parents, with other teachers, to open this up to the community, not only to our students, but to the community. And we had a really nice little class this summer. So we're looking at reaching far and wide.
Any other questions? Again, thank you, Ms. Thomas.
Thank
And the
you.
last point you made, I think, is critical. Maybe at some point we'll bring you back and share with us your community involved, how you get the community involved in your school. And special thanks to Dorian and Sydney. We're very proud of you. Make our work feel good when we see successful students like you. Please stay and if you would, to the next presentation, because you might be interested in that. And also, we have a tradition in this committee that if you come here, the superintendent buys you lunch. Take the superintendent upon the bill. Thank you again. Please join.